Ukrainian War, NATO fears another war, US warns Russia-Iran partnership, Putin pre-emptive strike. The NATO chief is concerned that Ukraine could trigger a wider war. In an interview published Friday, the NATO Secretary General expressed concern that the fighting in Ukraine could spiral out of control and become an all-out conflict between Russia and NATO. If something goes wrong, it can go horribly wrong, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg told Norwegian broadcaster NRK. This is a terrifying war in Ukraine. It is also a war that could become a full-blown war and escalate into a larger war between NATO and Russia. We work on it every day to avoid it. There is no doubt that a full-scale war is possible, said Stoltenberg, the former Prime Minister of Norway, in an interview. He added that it was important to avoid a conflict that would impact more countries in Europe and turn into a full-blown war in Europe. The Kremlin has repeatedly accused NATO allies of effectively becoming parties to the conflict by arming Ukraine, training its troops, and providing military intelligence to attack Russian forces. Ukraine is fighting for freedom against unwanted aggressors, he said. U.S. warns Russia-Iran partnership on Friday. The White House issued a sharp warning about an ever-deepening military partnership between Tehran and Moscow. Russia called the cooperation massive, but denied that it needed military support from anyone in Ukraine. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said Moscow had provided Iran with an unprecedented level of military and technical support, adding that it transformed the relationship between the two countries into a full defense partnership. There is, he said. He added that the deployment would damage Ukraine, Iran's neighbors, and the international community, and announced sanctions against 3 Russian companies involved in the purchase and distribution of Iranian drones. Moscow accuses Moscow of using Iranian-made drones to cripple Ukraine's energy and water infrastructure, causing prolonged outages of electricity and other essential services to citizens in harsh winter conditions. It has been. Russia denied using Iranian weapons, but Iranian officials later said they had supplied Russia with weapons before the outbreak of the Ukraine war in February. According to U.S. intelligence, Moscow and Tehran plan to start joint production of a killer drone in Russia, John Kirby said, without giving details of the project. The spokesman also said Iran was considering selling hundreds of ballistic missiles to Russia.